Congratulations, you have come upon three dudes and a lady. Join us for a little motivation, a little inspiration, and a way to start your day. I am Mike Jones from Virginia. My gratitude today is being around extended family and the joy of youth.
And a pleasant good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Earl here from beautiful North Carolina, where the sun is shining. And my gratitude for the day is I'll pick you back up what Mike says. Extended family and friends and someone you always reach out to talk to when you need something.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Jay Anderson from wild, wonderful West Virginia. My gratitude's pretty simple. One word, sun.
Hey guys, I'm Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. And I'm going to piggyback not quite what Jay said, but mine comes from the sun. I am grateful that my grass is finally green. I can look out my window and see green grass instead of brown. So super excited for that. Spring is upon us. Today, Jay Shetty talked about log off, right? Screen addiction. It's not like he mentioned like we can't just pick up and head to the woods and stay there until we feel at peace, right? Although that would be nice sometimes, right? But it's sometimes not feasible, right? The phone, this little device that all of us have, can be so draining at times. And there's a vast world out there for us to be able to experience besides the little box that we hold in our hands, right? And we know that we should not be checking our emails when we wake up and before we go to bed and playing games as soon as we wake up. Like we know all the things that we should not be doing, but we still end up doing them. Prime example is this morning. I checked my emails, not right when I woke up, but before I normally ever would for some reason. I have no idea why, but there's so many apps on our phones, right? To stay in touch, fitness, and there's like the Calm app, right? Like all these different apps are available. And the products are designed to suck us in and keep us there, right? So what Jay recommended is paying attention to when our phones actually lure us in, right? Is it because we're bored or is there something else going on? How often are you mindlessly reaching for your phone? And when you mindlessly reach for your phone, what could you do instead? There's probably other things that we could do instead, right? Read, connect with somebody outside of us, right? There's so many things that we could do. What did you guys think about this one? Like, this is a strong one.
So the irony is one of the things he said we could do is read a book. And all the books I want to read are in my phone.
See, and that's the other part is like exactly that, Mike, is, people don't necessarily have like books that they hold on to anymore, right? Some of them are on our phones. Good point, Mike. Earl?
And if they're not using their phone, they're using their iPad because sometimes some books are hard to read or you just can't get them on your phone and you use your iPad to do the reading there. And some people are challenged by actually reading a book. I mean, sometimes listening to audiobooks is the key to some people's answers. So, but we got to realize in today's technology and the way things are, everything's done on an app on the phone, and sometimes that app could be connected to your work. Sometimes that app, we pay our bills on the phone. Just we have a lot of things going through our mind throughout the day, and let's just face it. I mean, the truth is there, just as clear as water. That a lot. I would have to say 85-90% of the stuff that we have to do probably is phone related. Can we be doing other stuff like working out, going to the gym, maybe visiting friends or family or whatever? Absolutely, it's our choice. But the thing of it is a lot of things that we need today probably are related to what we do on the phone.
Yeah. Strong. Jay?
I don't know. I always thought being an addict, you had to indulge in something in terms of like drugs, alcohol, uh,
Mhm.
but
You can indulge in screen time.
you can. That's right. So, I think we all have always used addict in forms of I don't know, bad behavior of some sort, maybe, uh, or stuff that we do habitually that we know we shouldn't. Mike, you just said earlier before we started this that you've got a new bad habit. Well, I think it's a habit, but it hasn't turned bad yet. A bad habit has to exist for a little while with no purpose with it, I guess, so to speak.
Mm,
But think of the times that when we wake up and maybe it's on vacation, maybe we've gone camping, maybe we've gone to the ocean. Think of those times when we wake up and the phone and time really do not matter. How relaxed, what is the state of relaxation are we in? And it amazes me that during those times we recognize us, oh man, we got to do more of this. We say this to ourselves. And then Monday morning comes and you get out of bed and you start looking, scrolling and doing whatever it is that we do. You know, one thing my phone does, it's an iPhone. One thing it does on Sundays, it dings in and tells me how many hours I average per day for the week.
mm.
iPhone's good at that.
Why does it do that? Is that not a friendly fire at you to say, man, you're spending 5.5, 6 hours a day on your phone. Do you realize it? What's the point of them sending us that message?
And not only that, but they also put in there what you're spending most of the time on, what apps.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see a breakdown of what apps you spend the most time on.
I refuse to click on it because I don't know.
Okay, guys, that's the first thing we need to fix. If you
Probably
get the
so.
message for your screen time, look to see how long you're on the phone and what apps are luring you in. Because that's where you're spending the majority of your time, is whatever apps are luring you in. Mine is health. Mine's a health app. That's
What
the
is
one
the
that,
Makes
But
sense.
first step of recovery is to admit you have a problem?
yes, yep.
Become
Jay,
aware.
there you go. There you go, Jay. Go ahead, Earl.
I was gonna say at the beginning of this month, you're right. Every Sunday when you get that little friendly message, especially when you're in church, um, yeah, never fails.
I don't
But
take my phone into church for that reason.
right, exactly. Well, actually, I use the Bible app on my church.
I
They
know,
they
me
they
too.
encourage that. I was like, whatever.
I can't take
But
my phone in there. I'll be so distracted.
but the thing is, you look at how many apps you have on your phone. You ask yourself, you could do a little inventory check. Which apps am I actually using? And if I'm not using them within like a 36-day period, guess what? They're gonna get deleted because I'm trying to save up space time. I'm just being economical about it. But I mean that's just me. Everybody else is different.
Good word, Earl. Good
And
word.
what's bad is it seems like every time you get a new phone and they do become, I think it's planned obsolescence, but they put apps on there you don't know about. Like, where did this come
Right.
from?
Right.
So,
It's preloaded with some apps, and you're
Yeah.
like, why do it? It's, I don't know. I will tell you this. I do think it does bother me, and I'm part of it, so I can't really say a whole lot because I do get on my phone a lot. Okay. Uh, but it does bother me to know that our younger generation are so involved with it that if you took technology away from them, can they survive in real life? In other words, do they have the ability, you know, if you went to a grocery store and let's say the power's out and the grocery store stays open, or maybe a convenience store, that might be a better place. Power goes out. but the owner of the convenience store says stay open, just get your calculator out and figure out taxes. Do you think this younger generation would be able to, take the inventory, a newspaper, a cup of coffee, a Snickers bar, add all that up, tax it, and then you give them a higher denomination and expect change? Are they capable of doing that? Is there critical
Not in their
thinking?
mind, but on a calculator, absolutely.
Yeah.
They could do it on a calculator, but they cannot do it like on their mind. No. Like my 14-year-old could do it on a calculator.
I,
That's assuming they know the price of what they're trying to sell.
yeah.
There are no price tags anymore.
Oh,
Well, true that, because I
yeah.
guess you scan everything pretty much. You're
Yeah,
right. Because the prices are on the shelf
yeah,
on a lot of things. Yeah,
yeah.
true, true. But the point being is, I even go back to what Christine said. Well, my son could do this or my daughter could do that.
Mhm.
There are a lot of kids that couldn't.
Right.
And for that matter, there are a lot of adults. It's like anything. If we don't practice stuff continually and you don't use, let's say, math, okay, it goes away. It doesn't just come. It's not, sometimes it's not as simple as if you fall off a bike, what do? Get back on it.
Mhm.
Okay. So it scares me a little bit that that's how dependent we are. And technology is making it to the point where they want us to be dependent on that.
Yeah. And they're starting with the young, because think about it, like when we were younger, we didn't have technology, right? Like there was no technology. I mean, I didn't even have my first cell phone until I was like 22, 23 years old, right? Whereas my kids got a phone way earlier, especially my youngest, because that's when the whole technology piece world changed completely. So my youngest ended up getting a phone when she was like 7 or 8, I think, which is way too young. I would never, if I had to go back and change one thing, that would be it. She would not get a phone because, and now you look at the algorithms of social media. Like we didn't know at the time when everybody was on social media and everything, but all they're doing is social media, the algorithms are going after them, right? With certain things, right? Like right now it's a big thing. Body composition is a huge thing. So there's a lot of eating disorders within teenage girls, and it's awful. Like my daughter's suffering from one because she was bullied at 10 years old on social media, right? So she was bullied by somebody on the internet, and then all of a sudden, now her algorithm is all about eating disorders and how great they are. Like it's just a weird world that we're in that, social media can, find out, okay, this is what you looked at something about an eating disorder. Now we're going to show you all these eating disorders and all this negative stuff instead of like positive, right?
Yeah.
So I
So
ask her all the time, I'm like, what is your algorithms on TikTok? What are your algorithms on Instagram? Like, how does your feed look? Because I want to know what's being fed to her now so that I can kind of like look at this and be like, okay, we need to cut back on this. Like, you need to not pay attention to this kind of stuff anymore. Because the thing is how do you change that algorithm? Yeah, you can start liking other things, but
Oh,
it's harder to find that stuff.
yeah.
So we just really answered how we started this whole thing, okay? And it is the addiction that the creators have asked for. It is what they want. It's no different than the nicotine in cigarettes, I guess, that kept getting people to come back and come back. It's the concept is the same, I guess, is the point that I'm trying to make. So when you said that, Christine, that was the rabbit hole I drug you straight into with the question that I had. And I was okay, you answered it. We have to log off to bring reality back. If we don't, we get lost in a grand illusion. And this is where downward spirals, Christine, one of which you just described, can take place.
Oh, for sure.
And it is all of a sudden this to the younger generation is the holy grail. It has to be true because it is on this. And they can't distinguish the right and wrong out of it, even though external, away from the IT side of it, says, look, this is not a direction for you. They don't understand that because they see all the followers, they see everything on it. And Christine, exactly what you said, the algorithms pick up and then they create even a larger scope of what this younger generation's trying to figure out. Oh, wait a second.
Great.
It definitely has to be true. Look at all these different things that they're shoving at me. Now,
Mhm.
having said that, I caution myself because you still have to have technology because it's not going away.
But I think that algorithms need to change.
I think that, and I think another thing too, Christine, I think as adults, as parents, we need to learn more about this stuff so that we can try to help protect our children, our grandchildren. You know, I never paid attention to any of this stuff, and then we decided to do this platform and take it somewhere with YouTube or with other social media. Well, I started digging into this, and I was like, "Holy cow!" The reach of this. There's not a soul on here between the four of us. I think we thought, man, if we had 100 people view this thing, woo, we're big time. 36,000? That's impressive. Now, listen, that's only from one site. That doesn't that doesn't count anything else. That's just one
Does
site.
you does it make you wonder what algorithm brought those 36,000 people to us?
Right. But exactly, Mike, you're right. You're right. So what algorithm are they viewing so that I could push my daughter towards that algorithm, right? I try to send her as much stuff as I can that's good and healthy because then she'll click on it and hopefully it'll start changing her algorithm a little bit,
Yeah.
because that's one way to do it, right? Is if we send them more stuff or we talk about more stuff that's good and healthy,
Yeah.
that's going to come out right into her algorithm. Because have you ever noticed that when you talk about something, it's going to show up on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And
Even if you've had your phone in your pocket and it hasn't been in
Yeah.
your hand.
So if you guys get stuff about eating disorders, sorry about that.
It'll
yeah.
probably happen
But
because my phone's right here.
but you also said something, Christine. We have to be careful. We're bringing out the negativity of it.
Mhm.
There is just as much positive stuff that comes from this world. It's out there. There are content within this that does make our lives easier, that does propel us, and sometimes it can intellectually move us forwards at a faster pace. Why? Because the information is right here. Now,
Yeah.
do you know how to research the old-fashioned way? No.
I don't even know if that's even out
A,
there now,
a
right?
library? What's a library? The person behind the desk who used to get her steps in every day to go help people, she's not getting her steps in, or he's not getting his steps in any longer.
But Jay, um, when people are searching for the good stuff and we provide them the good stuff, they'll be coming back for more. And that's probably why our ratings are up
Mhm.
because when they see something good, it's very catchy. The okay, feed me more, and that's sometimes people are looking for that in that kind of platform, and they're like, hey, this is good stuff, man, and this can be like a stepping stone to helping me where I need to be. So you know, because you talk about social media, I mean, there are some crappy things in some social media, but there's also some good things in social media.
That's
It's a
exactly
matter
right.
of digging through that pile to find out what it is that works for you
That's
to
exactly.
But
yeah,
a teenage kid can't decipher that yet.
right, exactly,
So
exactly.
that is the downfall. And the
But
problem is I know I'm not the only parent out there that gave their 7 or 8 year old kid a phone
No,
and just thought that
no,
everything's going to be great, right?
that's right. No, and
No,
listen, this is not shaming any parent,
no, not at all.
right,
period.
We,
Because the thing of it is, we're not educated enough to be able to say that one way or the other. We don't know the real numbers. We're throwing makes common sense to us. But you said something, Earl, that this is the whole point, I think, behind Jay Shetty's statement. I know we took real deep dive on it just now. We really did. But I think the overall point what Jay Shetty was trying to say is, guys, you you need to log off of these things every now and then.
Yep.
You have to give your mind a rest. You can sit there and say, well, I slept 8 hours last night, my mind's ready to go. It doesn't work that way. When you're in
No.
your conscious level, your mind still has to take a rest. It has to take a break. You can't have all these firing triggers going on all at one time and process and stay focused. Some people have multitasking capabilities. Most of us don't. And when you have all these sensories just going off in your head, that's where the addiction comes in. And without the most intelligent person on earth can get dragged into an addictive state because they're not paying attention. And I think Jay Shetty's saying, pay attention, log off this, recognize how you feel when you log off of it for a while. How many times have you accidentally left the phone at the house and got in your car and drove off, and all of a sudden you feel naked?
yeah,
You
Yeah.
got clothes
you
on, but
would,
you feel naked,
you're more likely to go back to get your phone than you are your wallet.
Oh, for sure.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
my driver's license is at the house. I'll get that tomorrow.
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
phone's at the house. Holy shit, man! I need to turn
yeah.
around.
And Jay, and better yet, when you get your phone, you find out it's only on 2%.
Then you go into never panic, right?
Yeah. Well, imagine, okay, so imagine, we'll say 18 to 21-year-old, I have two of those as well, so I get it.
Yeah.
Imagine they forget their phone. Like
Yes.
my oldest, 21 years old, she literally has to use maps to go everywhere. Like, no, and she's lived here since she was 12.
You're talking about locally. She uses
Yes,
maps. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why? Like, you don't know where you're going? No, not really. I'm like, okay. So imagine that. Like, you have to use maps. And I was like, okay, back in the day, we used to have to print out the directions on where we're going.
Or a paper map. How many kids could actually navigate
Oh
in the
my God.
passenger seat while you're driving a paper map?
I had a book that had all the street. It was a street map book.
Yeah.
All the streets in Fairfax County, Virginia. And I used it because I was doing home equity loans back then. You need to know where.
Yeah.
So you look up the street, it would say page 13, coordinates J3.
Yeah. Let's go
No,
back to
so,
that.
Now
Let's
so
you
go
we
do.
back
did
to
it.
that. Ask your child what coordinates mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for the
I'll
answer
ask
on
them.
that one.
I'll get back to you on that. I will ask them. I'll ask all
You,
of them because they
yeah.
all will give me different opinions. But like,
They'll Google it, right?
yeah, so they're Ask AI. So
So,
like go back to that. Like, okay, so because of technology, it's made that job a lot easier, right? It's not as hard or time consuming to go do that anymore, right? Like you're not
mhm,
having to pull out a street map in order to find a house, right?
yeah.
You can just
Oh,
pull it up on your phone.
agreed. Agreed. And listen, I believe this. This is my personal belief, is that when the computer was being built, I think they saw the good side out of it. Okay.
Hmm.
However, this statement holds true to me over anything else. For every action, there is a reaction. And I believe that. Okay. So I think that, it is what we can take anything that's good and make bad come out of it somehow. And it's not just technology. We're notorious. Uh, Society has come to a point where we love to see train wrecks. You know,
Hmm.
NASCAR, prime example. You got a lot of followers that don't appreciate the really true meaning and the art of racing. They're there to see the big crashes. That's the point I'm trying to make there, but it's so true. It's so true.
Well, think
Then they
about it.
should
When
go to
somebody
a
gets
demolition
hurt,
derby.
when something happens, somebody gets hurt. What do most people do? They don't go and help. They're pulling their phone out to start recording. Yeah, like that's what happens. My
Yes.
husband and I were just talking about that. Like somebody, there was something happening, and on the beach when we were in Clearwater, and I was like, nobody's gonna help that person. They're gonna all pull their phones out. Like if something happens, like no one's gonna help them. They're gonna pull their phones out first.
It is the most amazing. I don't think I would think about it. I'd go try to help that person.
I might laugh first and then go try to help, just
I was
because
gonna
I'm a
say,
laugher if somebody gets hurt.
I I am the oldest person of the four of us.
Yeah.
I forget I have a camera in my pocket half the
I
time.
do too.
I was going to say a couple things here. Uh, One, we're talking about buying our kids phones at a young age. I'm sure we all did it for safety, right? They're going out with their friends and we need to be in touch. The other thing I would say is the society loves to place blame. So I'm gonna say all of what we discussed is because of the brilliant mind of Gene Roddenberry.
Whoa. Whoa. I tell
You
you
ever
what,
see you ever see somebody use a flip phone?
that
Hmm.
A Bluetooth device? Now they wore it here, we wear it here.
so true. Wow. Thank God,
Microwave,
Mike, man, you reached deep in the
replicator.
basket on that one, buddy. Woo! Well,
And
let me say this, guys. It's obvious and it's very clear that we're not licensed therapists. Um, but daggone it, we can take any content and make a heck of a storyline out of it. Nonetheless, it's awesome to see all the different views that we have. And it tells you how each of us think so differently. However, we're able to collaborate as a small group, how nice that is, and to express our feelings. And sometimes this is a way that we do log off, even though we're on a screen at the moment. This is a way for us to log off. It's a resource for us to unwind how we feel about things. So we love to watch on the Calm app, Jay Shetty, and we love to discuss what he brings up on a daily basis. So if you get a chance, please join us and watch our content.
And we invite everybody to please like, share, and subscribe for more content. And we certainly hope you'll come back for more and have a great day. Peace.
Peace.
Yes.
peace.